Okay, 3, 2, 1, 2 Minuten, los!
Wie heißt du?
Ik heiße Kevin. Wo wohnst du?
Ich wohne in Hendon.
Hast du Geburtstag?
15. November Geburtstag. Ich lerne noch Mathe.
2, 1. Stopp, Hans bitte. Okay, sehr schnell auf Englisch jetzt. Why do you think I'm going to ask you to perform to the rest of the class? What's the rest of the class going to do? Apart from laugh. Jessica?
They're going to pick out any errors or things you did good.
I think one of the things that maybe has changed in my teaching that AFL has had a profound impact on is my use of English. I would have said no place for English at all, it can all be done in the target language. And I've actually moved a long way down that road of saying, well, there is a place for English, really to take them outside of their language, if you like, and to actually look in and say, OK, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it, and this is how I can get better.
Bitte?
Hendon School in North London is a specialist language college. Their Modern Foreign Languages department has helped lead the way with assessment for learning right across the school.
Moment, sehr schnell auf Englisch jetzt. So I want you to think, while they're speaking, of 2 things that you really like about their dialogue and 1 thing that you think would make it even better. And I'm going to ask you at the end to tell me, OK? Jessica, you're not allowed to put him off, because look. OK? No pressure.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Wo wohnst du?
Ich wohne in Hendon. Wie heißt du?
Ik heiße Kevin. Wie heißt du?
Ich heiße Matteo. Wie geht's?
Sehr gut, sehr gut. Wie geht's?
Sehr gut, sehr gut.
It's very difficult sometimes when you get 2 children performing. The big question is, what do the rest of the children do? So if you prime them in advance, you've got children buying in and really listening to what is going on and dissecting it as well.
What did you think was really good? Because they were quite nervous. Jennifer?
Mateo's pronunciation was very good.
It was very good, wasn't it? Anything else?
They spoke as if it was in a conversation and they didn't just follow the structure.
Absolutely. Anything now you think they could improve to make it even better next time?
They were asking funny questions like, what wants to do, and then wie heißt du straight away. And like, you don't ask straight away, you just ask their name first. So.
Exactly. OK, happy with that, boys?
Yeah.
Excellent. Round of applause.
I really wanted to move the children from using guided dialogues into a more unguided situation, and I wanted them to be very clear about how they could move from one national curriculum level into the next.
Zusammenkommen, weil es ein Dialog ist, ja, das ist Speed Dating. Also ihr müsst
Rebecca uses a speed dating activity to help her Year 9 students practice their oral skills and then set improvement targets.
Hast du einen Pudel? Ich heiße Rusty. Heißt Rusty. Was spielst du gern?
They were assessing each other, they were feeding back to each other, where they had the opportunity as well to practice, because by the time they hit partner 2 or partner 3, they've actually become quite fluent in what it is they're going to say. They're referring to the assessment criteria.
I think that you use your connectives really well, but you should try and get a bit more connective into the vocabulary.
I like your pronunciation. I think you should use more adjectives and like describe your sentences more to make it more complex. But I like your pronunciation.
OK, auf Englisch wieder. Who can tell me 1 target that they have been set by their partner about how to improve?
My target was talk more in the future and improve my tense in the future.
Right, and can you think of a sentence that you could say in the future? Just to
Nächste Woche werde ich Fußball
Fußball
spielen.
Spielen, exactly. So that's a really good target.
Les objets mystérieux. Comment dit-on?
Emma Kell introduces assessment for learning to her Year 7 French class, familiarising them with self-assessment to build up their basic language skills.
C'est un objet. Ça, c'est un objet. Ça, c'est un objet. Moi, je suis un objet. Comment dit-on en anglais les objets mystérieux?
Does it mean what we're going to be using today?
I find that having an object to throw in the classroom takes away the slightly intimidating idea of picking on students. It keeps students on the ball. Any student could have the monkey flying in their direction at any point. So I find it very inclusive and a way of making sure all children are on the ball all the way through the lesson.
Mysterious object.
Mysterious objects we've never seen before. Okay, you're going to be shown 12 French words. How many do you think you will be able to work out on your own and without help? How many will you be able to do with the help of the person next to you? How many have you targeted yourself?
I target myself 5.
5. And why 5?
Because I might not understand it, but it could look like a cognate to me.
Thank you very much. Now, if you had to set yourself a target with a partner,
I would think 12, because first of all, there's teamwork.
Good.
And you got a mind.
Teamwork and you've got a mind. Well, you've actually got
2 minds.
2 minds. Good. Excellent. Okay. Tournez la page. 1 minute. So, strategies. How will you do it? How will you go about it?
Use a dictionary.
Use a dictionary. That's one idea. Yeah.
I would just see the word and see if how is it like related in English.
See how the word's related in English. Excellent. I've found that assessment for learning has made me a lot less didactic in my teaching. It's putting the onus on the students to work out the answer for themselves and to understand the process whereby they reach that answer. Rather than giving me answers you're absolutely confident on, I now want you to give me answers for the ones you found quite hard. Laylo.
Un gummy.
Une gomme. And what do you think it means?
Rubber.
A rubber. How do you know?
Looked in the dictionary.
You looked in the dictionary. Une gomme, rubber, cocher. You now need to think about your original targets and your original ideas at the beginning of the lesson. And I need you to answer the questions on the pink sheet. And then you're going to set yourself a target for next time. I don't want targets which say, do better. I want you to actually say to me how you're going to do better. I wanted them just to have that quiet thinking time to process their thoughts, to actually think about what have I learned, how do I know I've learned that, and how did I go about learning that. Okay, très vite, très vite. Rangez vos affaires, s'il vous plaît. Rangez vos affaires. Oui, rangez vos affaires. If you think that you achieved as well as you possibly could this lesson, hold up 3 fingers. If you were kind of average brain power, hold up 2. If your brain power, just for whatever reason, was below par today, hold up 1 finger. The core question is, what have our students learned and how do we know? I will look at their forms, I will look at their responses to the questions, and I will look at their feedback through the fingers. It's just one more way of getting them aware of the way they're learning.
Within the school, we spent a lot of time looking not so much at data, because quite a lot of assessment for learning is driven by data and target setting like that. What we were interested in was how you can change activities in the classroom so that you give them an assessment slant.
4 months away from their exams, Rebecca uses a diamond ranking activity with her Year 11s, helping them to prioritise grammar points for the conversational element of their GCSE.
We need the perfect tense at the top because that's the tense we're speaking the whole piece in, because it's all about like the past.
And then time phrases
and opinions, because you can't get higher than a C if you don't give opinions and justifications.
Prepositions and adjectives important
to make
sentence.
And to make it more like original and like give it spice. And then idioms and then the future tense is lost because it's all in the past.
Sehr schnell auf Englisch jetzt. I want to know from you what you put at the bottom of your pile and why.
A future tense, because the narrator card is always in the past, so
Excellent.
you'd never use it.
Can I ask you what you put in on the second row down and why?
Opinions, because then it will show that you know how to use connectives and put you in a higher mark band.
Who can tell me what they put right at the top and why?
You use the perfect tense because you're always talking in the past.
You're trying to get children to be challenged, and you're trying to get them to give justification for every single thing that they come up with. And it's the justification that raises the challenge. And that slots in quite neatly into the whole assessment for learning.
Wer kann mir auf Englisch sagen, was das ist? Warum haben wir das? Was ist das auf Englisch?
It's a marking scheme for the narrator card.
Right, and why is it important that you have it?
So we know what we need to do to get a star.
Exactly, okay. Wieder auf Deutsch, jetzt. Jede Gruppe bekommt eine neue Karte. Ihr habt 7 Minuten, um das vorzubereiten. Jede Gruppe bekommt ein Wörterbuch, okay? Nach 7 Minuten werde ich dann sagen, welche Person aus jeder Gruppe zu den anderen Gruppen gehen muss, um das vorzulesen. Und der Rest, ihr werdet zuhören und dann korrigieren. Alles klar? Ist das klar? Ja. Hallo, ist das klar? Ja. Klar, toll, okay, also.
Outside the hotel, so wir haben uns vor dem Hotel getroffen.
Und wann?
2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So 2 Uhr.
Yeah. Okay. So the whole sentence would be: Wir haben uns vor dem Hotel um 2 Uhr getroffen. Yeah. Möchtest du das nächste machen? Die Stadtrundfahrt?
Right, okay, well, we could say später, like so connect with like later.
I've deliberately put them into certain groupings. I want all of my pupils to be at the level where they can tackle that card and get a really good grade in it, because I think it's the key to them getting their B or their A grade. So it's a good method of support for the more able children to support the less confident children with their German.
Später, das Wetter war regnerisch, wie in Deutschland. Wir haben das Museum gesehen. Es war sehr interessant, aber normalerweise mag ich nicht Museum, aber heute, es war gut.
They all had a copy of their assessment criteria. They knew what they had to include to get the best grade possible. And they then send off their delegate to the next team. I realised that the children were improving as they went round the groups because they were becoming more confident, and they were actually taking on board the feedback. Next time I need to include that, I need to include that.
For the narrator mark, we gave you 7.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. 7 and 19.
7 and 19.
Yeah.
I think that was really good. I gave you a 7 for your narrator card and a 17 for your quality of language. All that you really need is like improve your confidence, because you're kind of like, you can actually do it, but it's just that you get worried that you're not saying it right, so you just and ah.
You should use more adjectives, like to describe things. Like you've used about 2 only. You know, you could if you use more adjectives.
So everyone will give us 7 and quality of language.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Stopp! Hand bitte! Wunderbar.
The AFL agenda has really made me teach in greater depth, rather than racing to get through lots and lots of content. And my whole questioning of that is, why should you be able to just do it like that? Isn't it more important to be able to actually work it out? And how do you give children the skills to work it out? Because if the children have the skills to work it out, they will be independent of you.